Welcome everyone, this is Pine Leaf Needles.
Bring me a bucket of milk, or I shall be displeased. I am a baby. Wah.
You have the deepest voice of a baby I have ever heard. Welcome back everyone, this is Pine Leaf Needles, and today we are beginning the first day of the first challenge here for Are You Hardcore, where this month's theme is babysitting. This series includes a challenge that's to last 2 hours and 40 minutes. That is 8 Minecraft days, assuming that everything goes well. I don't know if there's any fiddling with the clock or anything like that. Now, this particular challenge right here does not allow sleeping because we've got baby here keeping us awake, and we need to find a bucket of milk for him. And I suspect that the wahs get a lot worse if you do not. It said that there will be consequences. And when you're dealing with babies, usually that means crying and the likes, something more scary than wah. Now, whether it's something that's just going to be annoying or whether it's going to be something that's going to be attracting mobs, I don't know. Now, for this particular challenge this month, we're not allowed to sleep due to baby, of course. But the other thing we have to keep in mind is that phantoms are turned off for this challenge, probably to balance out the lack of ability to sleep. Very well. I could imagine that maybe him keeping you from sleeping when he wants something would be nice, but how about could have allowed us to sleep when the baby isn't wanting. But I guess babysitters aren't supposed to be going around. A bucket of milk? Oh, good grief. That means I'm going to have to. Well, I have to find some cattle. That's the first thing I'm going to have to worry about. The second thing I'm going to have to worry about is getting iron. Now, since this is the Are You Hardcore series, it is, of course, being played under hardcore. And it's not ultra hardcore or anything like this, just standard hardcore, so we have no trouble in regenerating or anything like that. Though, of course, if you get killed, the attempt is over. Now, in addition to babysitting, we are going to be building a nursery, and that's what I'm collecting wood for, is so that we could build a nice nursery for the baby and clear out the area so that we have some wood for it. But I figure we can collect the iron at nighttime because it's always been something that I liked doing, was to get the iron at night. Now, in the Mage Rage, which is put out by the same people who put out Are You Hardcore? Ooh, I might as well throw that there. I'm going all over the place doing a scavenger hunt. In this case, well, I suppose finding out where the cattle are might be a good idea. Wah. I'm a bit. I think I'm not too sure who did that voice over there. It didn't sound like Ed, and of course he might be good with voices or something like that. But there are 5 people involved in the making of this. The 5 people, the Mob Cave. One of them is Ed Case, who is the primary developer of the stuff. I am more familiar with Bat Heart and Cherry Bitters, who I know from their attempts at running Base Race. And Bat Heart does the Mage Rages, so I see that quite a bit. Now, I need to start building a nice, safe place to go around here to act as the nursery, because when we come here at night, we certainly don't want nasty mobs coming in all over the place. I am wanting to save some of these logs here so that I can. Oh, I need cobble. Yeah. As soon as the sun sets, I am underground going after stuff because I'm sure if I wait too long, Watt is going to be a lot worse than what it is right now. At least that's a guess. Would be nice to have some torches. He keeps looking at me saying, "Where is my milk?" Probably, or something like that. We'll see. And oh, rain. Okay. Ooh. I wonder if. Ooh. That's very tricky if the baby can create rain. Ooh. So in other words, you'll be in bad weather until you do the stuff. I know. It sounds a little bit paranoid, but it, if you've ever done anything done by Ed, those are the type of things he comes up with sometimes. All right, let's see. Let's start digging, start getting underground, since obviously we're not going to know day from night. Of course, it could just be something programmed into the challenge, and it could even be something that's random. You can't be completely sure on that matter. But what I am going to do is I'm going to start digging down and worry about that when I come around. And at the 20-minute mark should be around the time when we'll have sunrise. So what I can do is I could just plug this up with andesite for the moment. And I want to get my little nook here. If you know how I like to do things, I like to come up with a little nook where I'm going to be placing. Oh, that's perfect. Good. Where I'll put my bench there, and I can make my furnace. Let's start cooking things. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, let's try 12 of them. Oh, actually, that's what I want to cook. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. I think that'll be enough on that score. Good. Now we could plug that up, get our first piece of charcoal, and start lighting the place up. Then we can start digging down. And the first thing I want to make as soon as I get my digging is to find, we are at 63. That's good. The coordinates pack is a coordinates pack that I use quite often in there, and that is made by Bad Heart, one of the Mob Cave members, and I find that useful in just about everything. If you've ever seen any of my videos, you'll know that I just love using this coordinates pack because it allows me to know where I am, and that is, see if I could actually do this on the right side instead of on the left side. Be a nice consistent way, and I know where I'm going. And how am I doing for, oh, and I want a stone pickaxe. That's what I want. There you go. And I need some iron, and of course I need the iron so that I can make a bucket, and I want the bucket so I could get a bucket of milk. Wah. Well, I'm sure eventually I'll know just how bad things could get. Now, I am at iron level already, so I don't have to worry about going too deeply, as I do in some other challenges where I might be looking for something else. I hope he doesn't start asking for diamond tiara or anything like that.
As you still haven't brought me my milk, you have incurred my wrath. A few cows have now grown into horrible beasts.
Oh, come on. Oh, how am I going to get you your milk? A few cows have turned into horrible beasts. Wonderful. Why punish the cows for that? Um, All right, where was I? I want to get iron still because I can't bring back the milk until this is going to be a very short series. I can tell that already. You have incurred my wrath. Wow. Well, now what I'm going to do. What has he turned the cows into? Bulls? Well, that could make things difficult, I could say. Hard to milk a bull. But on top of that, uh, anyway, that's assuming that we don't have. I guess that's the first thing I think of. What do you? I'm keeping in the same species there at least. Thinking, but what I really need is some iron. Then I could see if I could find some cows. Let's see. You still haven't brought me milk? If you Kermit Rat, a few cows. Fortunately, it's only a few cows, so hopefully I could find a regular cow. And I am going to have to get a weapon. Good grief. Well, Ed said there'll be consequences if you don't quickly help him, and I guess that's the consequence. Ah. Oh, torch. And let's go this way. We need to find iron. Uh, well, I suppose getting something, asking for being reasonable is not going to be an option here. But how am I supposed to do that if you don't have iron? And I don't have iron. Perhaps I should have started right away, but even. Oh, okay. At least I found my first iron. Good. Do I have at least 3 here? Actually, 5 would be. 4 would be nice so that I can get a shield. And then, who knows? Maybe even enough so that I can get a sword. Oh, get a sword. All right, how many did I get? I got 4. All right, I'll get a shield and a bucket. Fortunately, not enough for a pick, but at least I've got some coal. I think I should start cooking this right away. Get that bucket as quickly as possible so that as soon as it gets to be daylight, I'll be able to head out and get things done. Now I noticed that he did. Let's see. At least I'm assuming it's daylight there. That this version of baddies that we have does not have the day in it. I have a feeling that is intentional in order to make things a little bit more challenging. And who knows what's going to happen to the day night cycle or anything like this. But it looks like that when you incur the baby's wrath, it does tell you that it does, and it does tell you what the consequence is and stuff like that. So it could be that the rain isn't just a coincidence, or is it? Now, let's see. All right, so step 1, bucket. So we're going to need that, and maybe we could find some milk. And going out at night in order to get said milk is going to be a problem. So I am just going to continue to, like the hat. So I am just going to continue digging for a while. And yes, baby's going to go wah wah, but I'm not too sure I can do anything about it. I suppose I could see what's out there, but I have a feeling what's out there is going to be rain and darkness and some terrible things. And probably baby's friends. And by baby's friends, of course, I mean baby zombies, which can also be a little bit of a problem. I need a stone axe. Yeah. Now, in this particular challenge, one of the rules is, of course, since it is in hardcore, in the Minecraft Hardcore Challenge, there's a general rule that you cannot try it again, or, well, I won't say cannot, but there's the expectation that you do only one shot or something like that. Usually, whenever I have one shot, if snapshots are around, I might do a retry, or some people might do an unofficial challenge afterwards or something like that. But in this one, they say, well, if you fail the first time, you are allowed to retry as long as you have full disclosure. But that you're expected to have your, at least your post, or at least your original post, be of the first run. And I'm going to do the first run without any edits, but subsequent runs will be allowed, or at least I'm going to do this, so that I have 8 episodes. So I may do some editing if I have later runs. So first of all, I have to be in the mood to do a later run. And second of all, if I am in the mood to do a later run, I'd have to decide how much to show because I want to have 8 episodes for the month. I may have fewer episodes, but more of them I won't be able to fit into my schedules. Therefore, max 8 episodes if all goes well and I survive the challenge. And I managed to build the house. Oh, yes, I am supposed to build a nursery for the baby. I may or may not have mentioned that. I might have mentioned it in passing, but I don't know if I mentioned it explicitly. But the challenge is to build a nursery and, of course, to satisfy the baby's demands, which right now are going to be troublesome because I can't. I am not going to go outside in the darkness and the rain because I'm going to get killed instantly. And I certainly don't want to have 8 episode ones. Could you imagine that? Hello, this is how I died the first attempt. This is how I died the second attempt on day one. This is how I died the third attempt on day one. I am not someone who could just go outside in hardcore and survive. And I'm hoping to get something here that'll help me to survive, but I am not doing a very good job of that at the moment. Actually, I really don't need granite, so I am just going to... Now, I was about to say is that unlike Mage Rage, you don't keep your items on death, but the show's over if I get killed, so is that sort of a moot? Right? It's not like I have to worry about losing my stuff because you gotta start from scratch anyway if I want a second attempt. Let's see. I I seem to be finding absolutely nothing in here. Good grief. Hello? Any iron around here? Probably. Apparently not. Well, hopefully baby will appreciate some diorite. I don't like diorite.
Give me a weapon fit for a baby. A crossbow loaded with a firework should suffice.
What? A crossbow loaded with a firework? You have got to be crazy! Well, that ends today's episode. Oh, good. Apparently, he says that every morning at night or something. Well, that ends our first episode. When we return next time, we are going to see if we could get a bucket of milk and a crossbow loaded with a firework. And we'll find out if we can find that in the next episode of Are You Hardcore?